All right, good afternoon. Welcome to Central Falls. We called this press conference with great urgency to call the attention to what is happening with the census and its impact on our communities, our cities, and the future of our state. An accurate census count is critical to ensure the proper distribution of federal fundings for our communities, funding that impacts our lives on a daily basis. Housing, infrastructure projects, public safety agencies, education, and more. To this end, the census is mandated by law to count all people in the United States without distinction as to whether they are citizens, permanent residents, or otherwise. If a person is living here, they need to be counted. This isn't about immigration policy or partisan politics. We are here because the federal government has taken steps that make it harder for the upcoming census to get an accurate count for all people in the United States. For starters, this trial in Providence County, the only one in the entire United States due to budgetary constraints during the planning phase, did not include any funding for outreach or public awareness. As a result, many Rhode Islanders in our cities have been surprised to receive a letter in the mail inviting them to fill out a census survey online. Furthermore, the federal government has also decided to include a question about citizenship status in the 2020 census. This will be the first time in decades that the question has been included in the census, and its inclusion will prove counterproductive in light of the current political climate. Many people are wary of giving the government any personal information, never mind information that might provide a clue as to their residency status here. Ultimately, the stated objective of the census is to count all people, whether they are citizens, permanent residents, or otherwise. Adding this question to the 2020 census will deter individuals across the state from filling out their census survey and could have a significant impact on the accuracy of this count. When you think that our state has been losing population and is at the risk of losing one of our 2 congressional seats determined by the Census Population Survey, we could be facing a critical situation. As mayors, we are on the front lines of government and must deal with education, public safety, housing, and economic development issues on a daily basis. We do not have the luxury of debating public policy as an abstract exercise. Our decisions and actions have direct consequences in the populations we serve. The inclusion of the citizenship question and the resulting fallout could ultimately lead to a loss of critical funding. How critical? Well, more than a third of our state's annual budget consists of federal dollars, and many of our cities also receive federal community block grants directly. We stand to lose a lot. Since Providence County is the only census trial run in the country, all eyes are on us ahead of the 2020 census. This is why we are calling on the census authorities to drop the citizenship question in the upcoming census and allocate the resources necessary to make sure that every man, woman, and child in Rhode Island and the country is accounted for.